All right. Well, I've got my three assemblies built. And so really the next thing to do is to put it all together into a single assembly. So we're going to start with a new assembly. And I'm going to place. And I'm just going to start with my sub-assemblies. I'm going to do the middle piece first because that's the one that obviously goes in the middle. Everything else is based on it. So open and left click. Perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead and ground that. And that grounds all those parts in there. Let's go ahead and place the front part, which is assembly 2. Looks like I'm oriented properly. And then the last subassembly is subassembly 1. Almost looks like a car. So, to get these to mate up can be a little bit tricky. Let's see if we can't get this the first go. Let's do the alignment constraint like we did earlier between these origins here. So I need subassembly 2. I'm going to try to find the connector here, this origin, and this is subassembly 3, and this is the 1 block socket right there, and you'll note how it highlights when you go over it. So let's start with the YZ plane. Let's go ahead and try that constraint. So I'm going to do a mate constraint on the YZ plane between that and that. It looks like. Apply that. What has it done? It has flipped me upside down for some reason. Interesting. Let's see if I can still rotate this or not. I have a feeling like this is going to give me grief already. Okay. Let us do a mate constraint between, I'll tell you what, we'll do this outer edge and this outer edge here. We know those mate together. Still wants to flip me upside down for some reason. I have great angst. So let's see what happens next. I'll try mating this part up in here. Yeah, it's not going to work. All right, I'm going to have to pause this while I figure. Okay, so I managed to find a couple of constraints that worked for this. So let me go ahead and show you what I did in here. All right, so I need to mate these two parts together. So I started off by doing a flush mate constraint between this flat face here and the face of the front part. So I'm going to do a constraint, mate constraint, and then this face right there. Apply. Now I need to I'm going to go ahead and use that same Z-axis that I used before. That seemed to work pretty good. So I'm going to do this Z-axis with the Z-axis of the connector. Apply that. And I still have 1 degree of rotation in here, right here. It's kind of cool the way it rotates like that. Be neat. But I think to solve this, I could just do a flush constraint between these two here. So let's do a constraint, make it flush. Let's pick that surface, and I think we need to be right. There it is. Apply that. Yeah, perfect. And that's now we're mated, so that looks good. All right. Sorry, you know, it's trial and error a lot of times with Autodesk as you learn, and that's the best way to learn. All right, let's try again. Let's do a mate constraint here with this part here. Good, we're connected. Apply that. And I think I might just try that same work plane there. So this is subassembly 3 and subassembly 1. So this is the 2-block socket. Yep, there it is. You can see it highlighted in there. And I'll go to this same Z-axis, and I'll constrain that with the connector from subassembly 1, which is right here. Is the last one I put in. Connectors there, and origin, and there is the Z-axis. Let's try that. Z-axis with the Z-axis. Apply that. Looks good. And I'm still going to have that same rotating thingy. So let's go ahead and just do that flush constraint again. That seemed to work. Easy. Okay. I now have a fully assembled Automoblocks vehicle, and I'm ready to go to the next level. So I'm going to save this here. Save as, and that's going to be full assembly, I guess is a good name. And save. Yes to all. Okay. Okay. That is your finished Automoblocks vehicle. So let us go ahead and let's take a snip of this as it is now. Take a snip of this and save it. And then we'll go on to the next thing.